Hey guys, I'm here today to do a hair tutorial curling my hair with a Marcel curling iron. Now many of you may already know what a Marcel curling iron is, but if you don't, it looks a lot like this right here. And the difference in this iron versus a regular curling iron is there's no spring. As you can see, it's all free use. There's no tension or any kind of spring there, so it's all up to you to make it work. Now, I'm a hairstylist, and I actually have been using a Marcel iron for years now, and I have grown accustomed to using one, and I actually kind of prefer it. I have both types of irons, but I actually prefer the Marcel simply because I feel like I get more control. You know, there's many types of curling irons though now. You know, there's the conical ones and, you know, crimping irons, but this is just another version, and I figured I was getting ready this morning, and I've actually curled all my hair up underneath here already, and I thought, why don't I do a video on this in case some, you know, people don't know and maybe they're interested on how to use one. So I left a little thin kind of section down here, and I haven't curled the top either. You're going to need all the same tools that you normally would when you go to curl your hair. I like to use either a hairspray or a heat protectant. I'm using the Chi Shine Infusion Thermal Protectant Spray. You're going to want a clip. I've got like a little clip back here in my hair to kind of tie up your hair. Maybe a rat tail comb or some type of comb in case you need to use it. And that's pretty much it, you know, unless whatever you normally use to curl your hair. And what I'm going to start off by is taking, now this is a small section because this is a small barrel. It's not very big. I want to say this is like maybe a ½ inch barrel, so it's not very big at all. However, it is great for just doing, you know, kind of like if you've got long hair, loose kind of little spirals. However, it's not very tight because I tend to not take teeny sections. The smaller the section, the smaller the curl, especially if you've got a very small barrel. So I'm going to take just a section like this, you know, not too big but not too small either. It's probably about a 1 1/4 section, 1 1/4 inch section right in here, not too big. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm actually going to spray this section just to show you all that. I've already sprayed it, but I'm just going to kind of spray it like that in case you don't know. And I'm going to take and kind of comb that out. Now, first off, I'm just going to show you the iron. The iron is just looks like this, like I've showed you before. There's no spring. So I'm going to curl a piece and just show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you how you can use it too. Alright, I'm going to take my hair and start in the like center right there. Put the wand in the center, and I'm going to curl up. And then, as you can see, I just kind of go down the hair shaft. And I can do that because I have the free range of motion using my little wand here. There's no spring, so I can just click, 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 and then I make a nice curl. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do it if you want to learn how to use the wand. Okay, we'll start on this side. What I want to do is I want to take my section and secure it out. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pull it over here, get it out of the way. Now, when I go to curl this section, I'm just going to take it in steps and show you how to place your fingers. Okay, now this is the lever here. You want to get really comfortable using this before you go to start curling. What I like to do, this is how I was taught. Now, I'm sure there's many other ways to use this, but I take my pinky finger in here, and these 3 fingers go over this lever. So your pinky finger in here, and these 3 fingers over this lever. And then your thumb just kind of rests on the other side. Now, when you do that, you have the range of motion to move the lever up and down and click, click, click as many times as you want. There's no spring there, so it's really loose, really flexible, and easy to do. When you stick the barrel in the hair, like so, you want to just twist the iron up like this. So you can just twist it and then click, 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 twist, click, 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 twist, click, 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 click. And you can either leave the ends out if you want, or you can go all the way to the end. Hold it for a second and drop. Now this is a hot tool iron. And this is actually, I'm doing it so precise, guys, to show you these curls are actually a little bit more curly than I normally would. However, I like to take sometimes just like, especially in the bottom, like bigger sections, and I do it kind of quick so it's just a tousled look. But just for the purpose of this video, I kind of did it. I held it a little longer than I normally would. So this is a Hot Tools curling iron, and so it gets pretty hot. I do recommend Hot Tools. I mean, I think they're really good curling irons, and they're not that expensive, to be honest. And my settings are low, medium, high, and extra hot. I always keep mine on pretty between hot and extra hot, just because I have coarse hair, and the more heat on my hair, really, the better and the longer it holds. But now, if you have more medium to fine hair, then I wouldn't do near as high of heat. Okay, now when you're practicing, you know, positioning your fingers, remember these three fingers over this part, this pinky under here. You can also practice swinging it around, because see this right here, this twirls. So you want to practice just moving it in a motion like that, and then going back to that position. So twirl, go back to that position. Twirl, go back to that position. And then you can practice twirl, go back to that position, click, 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 twirl, because you want to get the hang of it before you just put it in your hair so that you don't burn your hair, you don't get it stuck or anything like that. But it's really nice because it gives you a lot of free range to do. You could, to show you another example, you could take like this piece, spray it. Okay, say you didn't want as tight of a curl. You could curl, click, 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 go further down the shaft, curl, click, 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 curl, and then let loose. And see how that's a much looser curl, because there's not as much curl up here. It's a lot more wavier, and that's how I'd actually do a lot of my curls. That's how I did the ones down bottom, so that it's a little looser, a little wavier. But as you can see, you have more, you know, choice in how you're going to curl your hair when you have the Marcel iron, because you make that decision on how tight. Where the spring-loaded ones, they're so tight in tension, I feel like sometimes they're a little bit harder to work with. However, I have many spring-loaded curling irons, so I'm not saying this is the only one I use, but I tend to favor this iron. So I'm just going to continue all the way around to kind of keep showing you guys, so you kind of get the feel for it. And same thing, I'm going to start in the middle of the hair because I don't really want a tight curl at the root, although the further up you go, click, 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 and then I'm just going to let it fall, and you just get these waves. And you can kind of brush through it too if you want it to come out some. You know, the more you kind of let it set and brush through it, the more it'll kind of fall. Okay, I'm going to take my next section, and I actually leave my bangs out. So I'm going to take, and I do them kind of last. So I'm going to take this section out, and I'm just going to take my clip right here, and I'm going to clip the back section back. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now, when I get further up to the top of the head, I like them to be a little looser, not as tighter. That's just my preference, but you can do it however you want. So I really start to get loose. I start further down the hair shaft, and drop it, further down, drop it, and let go. And that way it's not like super tight towards my head, and I get just more of that like wave. Now, I'll take my next section. This is just my top section right in here. Bring it down. Spray it. Same thing. And I just, because I like my top ones just to have some bend to it, not necessarily really tight, but depending on what look you're going for, you would do differently. You know, it just depends. And then this top section, I actually don't have my teasing comb, but sometimes I like to tease it at the roots just to give it a little bit of lift right in here. And I spray it, same thing. And I just, this is actually a bigger section, but like I said, I'm at the top, so I kind of like those to be a little bit wavier, a little bit looser, because I just want them to kind of blend into the hair. And then I'll just take it and just finger it kind of down in with the rest of my hair. And then if there's any little loose pieces that tend to not blend, you can always go back and recurl. But all right, that's pretty much it, guys. And then I can take some hairspray if I need to and spray it or tousle it. So that's pretty much how you do it. So just remember to practice. If you're interested, you know, get one at Sally's, an inexpensive one, and just practice. And remember, 3 fingers on top, the pinky underneath, and then click, click, click. Then you can just move it up and down and just practice twirling it, and you'll be good to go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful if any of you are interested in Marcel irons. And I would love to, you know, see some looks that y'all create with them if you do get one and you do a video response. But I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.